Hi, I'm Brian Helvie, Athletic Director of Batesville High School, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of the BHS Spotlight. Today we're going to talk with some of our winter sports athletes about how the season's been going and what we can look forward to as it wraps up. Today I've got Cole Pride with me. Cole is a senior on the boys basketball team. How are you doing today, Cole?
Good.
You guys are about 6 games or so into the season. How do you think things have gone, and are you pretty happy with where you are at this point?
Yeah, it's gone really well. We're 4-2 right now, and I just really love how hard we're playing for each other. We all like each other. We're all friends. We have a lot of fun, and it's cool to go out there with your friends and win basketball games.
Good. That sounds great. I've enjoyed watching you guys play. Look forward to you as you guys go a little bit farther. As a senior, I'm sure you've experienced a lot over 4 years or 3.5 years going into your 4th year. What are one or two things that you're going to take away from your experience as a member of the boys basketball program?
One of the things is just teamwork. Going into high school, I wasn't great with other people, but I think that playing basketball, I've learned how to use my skills along with other people's to really make something special. And then another thing that's really big with me is I've learned that failure is not always a bad thing, and that it's sometimes necessary to grow. That failure, you can grow from it and you can learn from it, and it makes you better as a person.
All right. Thank you very much, Cole, for spending a little time with us.
Yes, sir.
Next, I'd like to introduce to you Cora Deputy, a member of this year's Batesville High School basketball team. Cora, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You are a 3-sport athlete at Batesville High School, and I know that's not easy. What do you find rewarding about being involved in athletics?
So I find it rewarding to be around so many different people. Like each of the sports that I go through, there's such a different dynamic of each of the groups, and it's just so fun going between them and being with everyone.
Specifically to basketball, it's hard to believe we're about midway point, maybe just a little bit beyond midway. Yeah. Tell me just real quickly how things are going for the girls basketball team, and do you have a favorite memory that you may like to share?
So things are going really well. We are 4-8, I believe now, 4-7 maybe. I feel like the practices are much different. We're getting a lot more work done, and it feels a lot better this year than it has in years past. And I think that it is because of Coach Mitchell Taylor being able to set up what he calls his heart, hustle, and focus. Mm-hmm. And a favorite memory that I have is probably the Waldron tournament last year. Mm-hmm. We were sleeping in the locker rooms, and I was doing flips in the hallway on the floors, and it was just a lot of fun last year.
So many times athletics is far beyond what just is on the court or on the field or on the track. Most of the memories are actually made outside of the lines of competition. Yes. So, Cora, I want to thank you very much for joining us today. Now we have senior Riley Bailey. Riley is a member of both the cheer and dance teams. Riley, welcome.
Hi.
I've seen you run around a lot on game nights. You're doing both cheer and dance. How do you balance both, and is that difficult?
It was definitely difficult my first year being a sophomore because I was like, how am I supposed to manage this? But I got a planner for each things, and I was like, this night I got to do this, and then making sure that I had enough time to make sure I had schoolwork and making sure I had time for myself. So I really had to make sure that I had planned it down to the detail and make sure
what works out.
Yes.
And it probably takes a lot of coordination with your coaches and communication. I mean, you're learning
Yes.
a lot of different skills, not just specific to cheer and specific to dance.
Yes.
A lot of different things. With all that being said, you're active in a lot of different things. What are a couple memories or takeaways do you have from being in cheer and dance?
So with dance specifically, my first year going to nationals with them, we were we have to win, but when we were there, we were not really focused on winning. We were more focused on having spending time as a team, and then we went out and we did kick really well, and we were all so proud of ourselves, and we're like, this is what paid off. Mm-hmm. And then for cheer, the amount of things that we do in practice, we laugh. Sometimes we do some silly little things, but then we go out and we perform or we cheer at our best, and we are like, this is what it counts for.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Riley, for joining us today. We have a couple members of the BHS swim team with us today. I'd like to welcome Will Johnson and Ella Dieterlin. Ella, tell me a little bit about the season and how things have gone.
Things have been going really well so far. We've had a lot of personal improvements throughout the girls' side of the team. I know Will's going to talk about the boys' side. So we've had like a lot of personal improvements, as well as we've had really good practices, and just practicing all of the aspects of our sport has been really rewarding with all of the new members of our team.
Well, how about the boys' side?
So the guys have been doing really good. The win at Lawrenceburg, the invite was very, very good, and we had a lot of personal improvements that day and throughout all of our meets. So the season's going really well for us.
Yeah, swimming is one of those sports. It's both a team sport and an individual sport. So I know a lot of what drives swimmers is some personal bests, personal records, and things like that. And not only is it just a good fitness sport, but then it also you add to it the team concept. So you kind of a mix there. So is there one side you like better than the other? Is it more personal driven for the two of you, or is it more team driven?
I think for me, it's more the team aspect, because I really like pushing myself and being able to be fit during this time of year. And I think it's really like a team aspect too, with all of our team bonding activities and being able to go to meets and just having like our nights together as we practice and like going back and forth to meets. So that's really fun for me.
Yeah, and for me, it's both. I love the personal aspect of how everyone can do their best and as an individual, and I love the team bonding, because there's nothing better than spending time with your team.
You both have been involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, but swimming specifically today. What advice would you give future athletes or future swimmers moving forward?
What I would really give advice for is really just try to get involved and just do your best in whatever you want to do, whether that's sports or extracurriculars of any kind. Just really get involved and try to do what you want to do.
I totally agree. I think the team bonding and just hanging out with people and getting involved is very important in high school, and making more friends is very important.
Well, I want to thank these two. Great job. I appreciate all that you do for Batesville High School, and look forward to following you the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.